Hey guys, Jacob here. As you know, the Season 7 Year 2 PTS was shown today on Twitch. We got to look at some of the new exotics, also look at some of the new gear sets as well. I don't want to make this video too long to get right into it. We're going to be looking at the new Tempest exotic pistol. This is the new 93R Raffica style handgun that has the talent Restrained, which is deal 25% amplified damage for 20 seconds after your shield gets broken, which is pretty cool if you're a shield build user. Then you have the magazine slot and weapon mod slot, or a muzzle slot that is, which is going to be 50% stability for the mag and 15% critical chance for the muzzle. And this does have 30 rounds in the magazine. RPM is 719, but it is full auto, which is pretty cool. This will be the first full auto pistol we've actually ever seen in the Division 2, at least that I can remember. I'm pretty sure we have a 93R under the sharpshooter class, but it's not 100% full auto. Next is going to be the new Shroud Sniper. This is the new exotic sniper rifle, which has a talent called High Priority Target, which amplifies weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemy within the tier hierarchy. You have tier 1, 2, and 3. Tier 1 is going to consist of things like hunters, rogues, tanks, heavy weapons, stuff like that, RPG, medic. And you have tier 2, which is going to be support engineers, bodyguards, immobilizer, mini tanks, drone operators, etc., etc. And then tier 3 is any other enemy or skill proxy. So that's going to be for the new Shroud Exotic Sniper. And then we also get into the new gloves, which is going to be the Overdogs, which is going to be very similar to the Sniper, but instead of highest ranking, it's going to be lowest ranking, which you get amplifies weapon damage by 30% instead of, like it says here, highest ranking is now lowest ranking enemies within the hierarchy, which is tier 1, 2, and 3. So the lower, the more damage you're going to be getting. And these are going to be the new exotic gloves, and they do look like skeleton gloves, or some people I know have been calling them the ghost gloves, because they look very similar to the ghost gloves that Ghost wore in the Modern Warfare reboot, and they do, but I'm just going to call them skull gloves, because it's obviously a skeleton, which is pretty neat as well. Next is going to be the new gear sets and the new brand set. First, we're going to be starting with the gear set. That's going to be Tipping Scales, which is LMGs this time around, which is 30% magazine size, 30% LMG damage. And then you have the 4-piece, which is throttle control, shooting build stacks to a max of 50. Each stack provides a 0.5% weapon handling and 2% critical damage. Then you have lose 6 stacks per second while not shooting. No stacks are lost if the enemy is suppressed. So that's pretty cool. We now have a LMG brand set, or gear set that is, which I'm happy we do have that. I was wondering when they were going to eventually add one that was pretty much for LMGs, so that looks like that's what it's going to be. But that's pretty awesome. And finally, we have the new brand set, which I'm probably not going to be using personally, but which is going to be Urban Lookout, which is accuracy, skill efficiency, and marksman rifle damage, which I feel like we just got a new marksman rifle brand set not too long ago. I'm probably wrong, but I feel like we did. But we now have another one if you guys are into marksman rifles, but your 1-piece, 2-piece, and 3-piece are pretty much standard accuracy, skill efficiency, marksman rifle damage. And I'm sure these will be in the season track. You'll be able to get them pretty easy. And finally, the last thing we're going to be talking about is going to be Retaliation. Retaliation is the new open world activity, or I guess open world threat that's going to affect you while you play. So the more you mess with enemy territories, like control points, patrol, stuff like that, it will have a retaliation meter, and it will go up over time, and eventually you'll get to the point where if you mess with the faction enough, they will retaliate in a certain area and pretty much attack you while you're out and about, and it will tell you when. It will have a timer and push you in an instance and stuff like that. If you want more information or want to see a video on that, they did cover it in the Twitch stream. If you want to see it more in depth, same goes for some of the weapons like the 93R, which is pretty much what it is. I know it's full auto, but if you want to see some more gameplay on that, or just hear them talk about some of the other things, the changes that are coming, they did talk about a lot more, but I'm not going to cover every single little thing in detail because I don't want to make this video 10 minutes long. But pretty cool. I was hoping we would get more PvP stuff, but obviously that's probably not going to happen. As for the snow, I know they teased snow a while back, and hopefully we'll see some stuff on that. I don't know if that's going to be this season, but I have a feeling that's going to be something probably maybe like in the final end of maybe the Division. I don't know if they have any plans to end Division 2 anytime soon. We know they are working on Division 3, so maybe that's something we might see at the final season of Division 2, or maybe that's something we're going to be seeing around Christmas. I feel like that's a very high possibility as well, since it will be back into December, and we know that there are multiple seasons because, one, if you go into Brooklyn, they did make it fall, so there's a high chance maybe the next DLC or maybe season or whatever they're going to do, they will make it December and make it winter, but I'm sure they will. But overall, I appreciate all you guys' support, and I do apologize for the lack of content. I'm just very busy, as you guys know. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one.